Welcome to Firefighter Leadership. Today I'm going to answer a question every firefighter leader should ask. What are the best traits of a leader? From resilience in tough situations to the ability to make clear decisions under fire, we'll explore some of the qualities that make a great leader in the fire service. Whether you're leading a crew on the fireground or guiding others through training, this will hopefully help you to strengthen the traits that make you a leader that your team can rely on. So let's get to it. Number one trait is integrity. As far as I'm concerned, when you lead with integrity, you're honest and you follow strong moral principles. This builds trust within your team and ensures that they can rely on you to make great decisions. Sometimes it's hard to make the right decisions and to do the right thing, especially when you know it's going to cause friction. It's not easy to stand your ground when you're asking someone to do something and they're flat out refusing. It's not simple to deal with, and it's hard to take because no one ever likes to be questioned about their decisions. But it is part of being a leader and leading with integrity. You need to be prepared to stand your ground. You weren't chosen to be the leader because you're a pushover, okay? But you do need to be understanding. It's really important you understand the other person's point of view. Why are they pushing back? Do they feel unsafe? Do they not know what they're doing? There's obviously a dozen reasons. And it's about finding that reason, not just saying, do it because I said so. If it comes to that, you're really getting to the point where it's unrecoverable. So think about why you're doing things, but do it with integrity. Do your best to uphold the rules, but work with your people. Help them to understand why. If you've got to push back because there's a rule that says they can't do something, then explain it to them. I'm sorry, there's a rule that says that, and this is in place because of these safety reasons or whatever. Certainly in my case, working with volunteers, it's not as simple as having paid people working underneath you where you can go and do your job because you've been told to. It's different when you're working with volunteers. So integrity is absolutely essential for you as a leader. The second one is fit. Staying physically fit is important for you as a firefighter because it helps you stay strong and ready for the tough work that comes through the job. That means mentally and physically. Keeping in shape is important. Round is not a shape for a healthy firefighter. Now, you don't need to have a six-pack, but do your best to make exercise part of your daily habits. Walk, ride, stationary bike's fine too, but move. Get out there and be moving every day. I've said it before on the podcast, but I walk 5Ks every single day on the hills. And it's just part of my daily routine, and I love it. And I use it to listen to podcasts and think about things and make phone calls. I do all sorts of things when I'm walking. You don't have to waste the time as such because you're just walking. Or alternatively, sometimes I just turn everything off and I walk and I enjoy looking around. I enjoy the hills. I enjoy the hard climb. And it's really good for my body. Every day you don't keep fit and move just makes it harder for you in the long time. I'm not as young as I used to be. I realize that. But I can keep up pretty well with the young firefighters. And the reason is that I work hard at it. It's important as a leader that you can lead from the front. If you want to live a long life, exercise and diet play a big role in that. And there's thousands of studies to prove that. So don't give up on being fit. You don't have to be super fit. As I said, you don't need six-pack, but keep moving on a regular basis to keep your fitness levels up. It pays off when you're on the fireground and you're stuck out there for 14 hours walking miles and miles. Number 3, communication skills. Clear communication helps you and your team understand what needs to be done. It ensures that everyone's safe and allows everyone to work together smoothly because they've understood all of the instructions. Learn to speak clearly and think about what you're going to say before you open your mouth. But if you speak more clearly, it's going to come through. We're all familiar with radio conversations. When you're sending radio messages back and forth, it's important that you slow down, you look at your pitch, your tone, all of those sorts of things. It's no different when you're giving those instructions in person. You need to think about what you're saying, slow down, say it clearly so everybody understands, and make sure that they understand. Just saying it doesn't mean you communicated. You've communicated when people understand what you're saying. If you aren't comfortable communicating in public, Join a public speaking group or look up some online tips. You need to be able to stand in front of people and say what you need to say. Now, sometimes that might be large groups of people, like large teams of firefighters. Other times it might be one or two people. Either way, being able to stand in front of groups of people is important as a leader. Within your brigade and make sure you're communicating regularly. It's really important. Regular communication ensures that everybody knows what's going on. The biggest problems I've seen happen when people don't know that things are happening or why things are happening. Sometimes it can go weeks before there's regular contact between people who are officers and people who are firefighters. And they don't understand all the decisions that are being made. Now, they don't need to know everything, but they need to be in the loop. They need to understand that change is coming. They need to understand that we're going to be doing this next week. That communication is essential, because otherwise when you drop something on them, they're like, this is something we should have talked about weeks ago. And you get that big, strong pushback because there's been no communication, no discussion. Number 4, adaptability. Being able to adjust to changing situations is essential. Firefighting always requires flexibility to handle the many challenges you'll face in the field. You must be able to change instantly. It must happen that fast. We all know that no fire stays the same for long and no two jobs are the same. So being able to adapt to the situation is essential to your survival. Expect change and plan for it. Remember, trigger points and fallback lines don't just apply on the fireground. Training never runs smoothly. Logistics is unpredictable, etc., etc., etc. So make sure that you have those fallback positions, and that allows you the adaptability. If the person who's running training doesn't turn up tonight, then you know who might be able to step in, for example. When you accept change, you're going to be a much happier person because it's not going to surprise you when it happens. Number 5, empathy. Empathy means understanding and caring about your team's feelings. It builds trust and it helps everyone support each other. And that's absolutely essential as a firefighter because our lives depend on each other. You're working with people, not firefighters. They have emotions, issues, and limitations. Get to know your people. There is no better place to get to know people than on a deployment. Whether it's 1 day or 5 days, by the time you get back, you'll know that person and know all about their family and what they like and what they don't like. It's an amazing opportunity. But the more time you spend with people, the more you learn about them. That's sometimes difficult when you're only seeing them on a weekly basis, but take the time to understand the people you're working with. Have some empathy for yourself as well. You need to give yourself a break sometimes. Being a leader is hard. You're hard on yourself, always. You always expect better of yourself than you do of others. And that's not fair. Give yourself a break. Have some empathy. Decisiveness. As a leader, you need to make quick decisions, especially when lives are at risk. Being decisive helps you to act fast in urgent situations. A bad educated decision is better than no decision. I know that sounds terrible, but at least as an educated decision, you've taken things into consideration. People will not follow you if you can't make decisions. It's infuriating. And I personally would pull your command if I saw you doing this. You have to be able to make decisions if you want to lead. That is what the people who are following you need. They need decisiveness. Decision-making is a learned process, so learn more about how to do it. Read some books, watch some videos, listen to some podcasts, whatever. But learn how to do it. A great way to do it is just to mirror the people that you think are great leaders. This is one of the ways I've learned to do what I do. And I'm not saying I'm the great leader, but some of the things that I picked up along the way have come from other people. And they're important to me because I've seen how it's been to work underneath them. When you're making decisions, get the facts, look at the options, and trust your gut. Then call the decision. Number 7, accountability. When you take responsibility for your actions, you create a culture of trust within your team. Holding yourself accountable encourages your team to do the same. If you stuff up, put your hand up and admit it. If you're stuffing up a lot, get help. Everybody makes mistakes. In my case, I keep lists of things to help myself stay accountable because my brain ticks too fast and it doesn't remember everything that I need to do. So I use a little app called Simple Note, which is free. And it works on my phone, it works on my tablet, and it works on my desktop. So it doesn't matter which one I pick up, I can see my notes, I can adjust them, and it updates all across there. And it's absolutely free. It's a fantastic notepad. And I use that on the fireground everywhere. But that way I can be accountable to myself and to my crews. So I have a record of things that I've wanted done, and I'm making sure that I cover all the points that I need to cover. Accountability is important. And being accountable to yourself, obviously, is important because you need to think about what it is you want to achieve and then try to achieve it and then review that. We talk about debriefing and we debrief fires and situations, but think about debriefing yourself. Are you meeting your accountability targets? Are you being everything you need to be based on your own expectations? Number 8, courage. Courage means facing danger and challenges head on without backing down. By staying strong, you inspire your team to do the same no matter how tough things get. You need to be able to face up to things, whether it's facing up to a fire, facing up to a difficult team, and you're always going to have one team that is more difficult to work with than other teams. Make sure you're prepared to do that and stand your ground and be strong. Prepare for the hard times. Having courage in easy times is easy. Having courage in hard times when you're exhausted and you're overworked and you need to sleep more is hard because there's so much more going on in your life. So be prepared for those hard times. And lastly, enjoy being under fire. It's part of what we do. Now, whether that being under fire is physically facing a fire or being under fire from everything that's going on around you. It's not easy, but learn to embrace it as part of being a leader. That's where your courage starts to show through. Leadership is about showing up every day with integrity, being healthy, and having clear communication to your teams. It's about adapting to change and understanding your team with empathy and having the courage to face challenges head on. It's also about accountability, owning your actions and setting the example for your team to follow. The decisions you make and the way you lead can inspire your team to push forward no matter how tough things get. If you're ready to step up with your leadership, please subscribe for more insights and lessons to help you become the leader your crew deserves. I'll catch you in the next episode.